Chelsea Football Club apparently have full trust in their sporting directors and they're not going anywhere. Furthermore, Enzo is going to have a review, but not at the end of this summer, the summer after. We're going to talk about that because it was planned, it was scheduled, they're not changing. Furthermore, some people started panicking, spreading fake news, but the fake news has been debunked. Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez do not have any release clauses within their contract stipulating if we don't make the Champions League, you're not going anywhere. People classically trying to lie. And finally, the club does what the club does best. All of a sudden, we're interested in Gyökeres, Šeško or Delap. And the players have a few days off, which has caused fans to be upset. Let's get into this. Let's break this down. It is a very sensitive time period around Chelsea Football Club right now. However, your favorite brown envelope is here, as you guys like to call me, because apparently if you don't agree with my opinion, it means I'm a brown envelope. But it is what it is. For those of you that do enjoy the content, and for those of you that don't like it, either like the video or dislike the video. It's the best way to support the channel. And if you're new and you actually like people that think differently and don't get offended when I don't agree with everything you guys say, then subscribe to this channel. It's the best way to help me grow, and I'm literally nearly at 40,000 subs, which is a crazy community that we built. So let's get started. Chelsea Football Club are gonna have a protest. You guys are all within your right to go and protest. If you want to protest, be my guest. I'm not doing the protesting because, as I said, I don't agree with the messaging of what they're trying to get across. I don't want Blueco out. I genuinely don't want Blueco out. What I want is them to change the model. Change the model and buy a bit more older players. So pay a little bit more wages, then you can go and get your Victor Osimhens, you can go get your Michael Elise's, because they'll want to come and earn the same amount of money, and I just want a little bit of experience. Other than that, do whatever you want. But what has happened? It's coming out from The Athletic today, as we already knew something like this was going to come out. Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart have the full backing and trust from the Chelsea ownership group. They believe their sporting directors are doing their job accordingly and they're on track to deliver what was expected. So what was expected? This is what my assumption is. I think at the start of the year, the objective was simple. Get back into the top. If you get Champions League football and you get a Conference League, brilliant. If we get a deep run in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup or Club World Cup, that's a bonus on top. We're exceeding expectations. As it stands, people are panicking. We've won 3 in the last 10. We had a great start to the season. We've had 3 in the last 10. People are now panicking that we might not make top 4. And you know what? I agree with you. We have not been good in the last 10 games. So when we haven't been good in the last 10 games, what does it mean? All of us are going to question everything. It's normal. It's fandom. It's what we do. It's why you're sitting here watching a nobody talk about the club that you love. Genuine. It's what football fans do. We obsess over our team. So what do I think is going to happen? I think this is just a brief. I genuinely believe this is a story out there to give the vote of confidence to their directors. But if we don't get top 4, I'm telling you now, there's going to be a lot of questions asked about them, and I don't think they're going to get a second time around. The money is there. They have not spent it accordingly. Furthermore, regarding the manager, people saying sack Enzo Maresca. I saw a very interesting stat. As of game week 25, he's the 4th best manager that we've had since Sarri. Sarri was first, then it was Tuchel twice, then it's Enzo Maresca. That is damning. When you actually think about that, the fact that he is 4th best means our standards have fallen off. And more importantly, how bad was Potter, how bad was Lampard, how bad was Pochettino. Overall, Enzo Maresca is doing a good job because we're currently sitting in 6th, but we're 1 point off 4th. And more importantly, if we win a few games consecutively, we can actually do a very good job on securing top 4 earlier. But it is what it is. What's happening? According to The Athletic again, we are going to have a review. Not this June, next June. It was always scheduled. They were going to analyze how Enzo Maresca has done and basically whether to give him a new contract or not, because he's going to have 3 years left on his deal at that moment in time and they want to see how he was progressing. Personally, they have apparently no opinion on speeding it up. Listen, if Chelsea don't get top 4, that is going to change. That is heavily going to change. They are going to transition to a different type of speech where they're going to say, we always plan to have a mid-review ahead of our final review next year. We know how this operates, man. What I'm going to tell people is stop being like this. Stop being volatile with your emotions. Calm down a bit. Because the reality is you're just going to get upset. What is happening at Chelsea Football Club is results aren't good, so we are nitpicking on every little detail. Let the season play out, then make your assumption. This next thing makes me laugh. Look, doing this job that I do, where I basically collate the information, bring it to you on a silver plate, and give you my opinion. So while you digest it, you eat the food of the information, I basically tell you the story of what's happening, and I give you my 2 cents, and I basically guide you in what I believe, and then you take the information I tell you, and the information that is written, and you make up your own mind. There are certain sources I don't report. I don't give them time of day, because in my opinion, they're nonsense. These people aren't credible. They don't get things right. They throw things out there. Whatever sticks, sticks. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it's just getting them clicks. That's what they do. It's not reliable outlets. So, around about a week ago, there was a story that came out that Cole Palmer might have clauses, not even has, might have clauses in his contract that he's just signed, the same as Enzo Fernandez, that if we don't get top 4, they can leave. And obviously, people read this stuff and get emotionally invested, as they are, and they get emotional, they get panicky, they get absolutely jittery, they blame the ownership, they blame the directors, they blame me, they blame my mum, they blame my dad, they blame my sister, they blame everybody surrounded by me, right? So the reality is here, you were panicking for no reason, because Ben Jacobs has come out and said, look, there is no clauses. These players have no clauses. Enzo Fernandez nor Cole Palmer have any clauses when they sign new contracts, apart from incentive-based clauses that get them more money if they secure Champions League. They signed long-term deals to stay at Chelsea Football Club. There is no way out of these contracts unless the club wants to sell them and the player wants to go. Like every normal contract. What I'm telling you here is, you need to be careful what you read, what you watch, who you listen to. Purely based on the fact that people sometimes get their perspective of a story, they heighten it, they see there's a fire, they put oil on it, it gets worse and worse, and then all of a sudden all objectivity is gone. What I try to do on this channel is, and I don't like these directors. I don't know where you guys have got this like mindset out. Like, you love these directors. I don't like these directors. I don't think they're doing a good job. I think they're pure misutilization of funds as crazy. However, what I am is objective. I take the information for what it is, and I look at it. What can we change? We can change them. The money can still come in. The plan can still be the same, but they can scout better 22-year-olds, better 23-year-olds, better 24-year-olds. Rather than a Pedro Neto, maybe they could have secured a Michael Olise by being more persuasive. Rather than going to get a Joao Felix, who I rate, they could have most probably gone and got us a better number 10, who could have been back up and played on the left wing. Do you understand? I think there is room for improvement under the current way we operate. Little tweaks and we'll be cooking with oil. Genuinely. This next story coming from Ben Jacobs makes me laugh, right? Because the way people operate is, they will hear this and they're going to say, we're going to sign one of the 3. I don't think he intended it in that way. And if you read the wording, he doesn't say it. He's saying that Chelsea are considering one of these 3. And there might be other people on the shortlist, right? The 3 people mentioned are Delap from Ipswich, Gyökeres, and Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig. Let me just give you a quick 2 cents. Gyökeres is the player that, in my opinion, has the most guarantee of goals. 27 years old, been banging in goals for fun, powerful, athletic, quick, strong. He's the one that can translate into coming in and you'd almost expect him to hit the ground running. Šeško, I'm not convinced with, right? I like the player, I think he's good. Reminds me an awful lot of Kai Havertz, not in playing style, they're very different. But in terms of, you're buying a prospect, he's unproven in the league, don't know how he's gonna settle in. He's an absolute monster athlete in terms of he can run around, jump high, but is he too soft for the Premier League? We don't know that. And you know what? I've become I'm really transitioning away from ballers that are good at football. I kind of want athletes now. I'm really transitioning to the game's moving towards athletes. We need more athletes. And this is where Liam Delap comes in, not his dad. Liam Delap comes in. I'm not convinced with Liam Delap. And I'm going to explain to you why. He's playing for Ipswich, yeah? Bottom of the league team, relegation zone. He's playing in a team that essentially spends most of the game without the ball. He's running in behind. There's space. Defenders are honed in on him, but they're not targeting him because he doesn't have the ball much. So they have to be more vigilant of the counter-attack rather than dealing with him in a low block. Meaning his game's not developed enough yet. With his back to goal, with his ability to bully people, with his ability to be a nuisance, touch off, get back in the box. All those skills, They're unproven. They might be there, they might be amazing, but if we're spending 40 to 50 million pounds, go and pay the money for Gyökeres. Do you know what I mean? Go and even get Victor Osimhen. Like, this is how mad it is. You guys know my feelings that I don't think Victor Osimhen is that great. But go and get Victor Osimhen instead of Delap. If you're paying that kind of money, do it. But if you're paying 30 million and you're getting him, then my question arises, is Nicholas Jackson going to be our number one? Are you confident enough that Nicholas is going to be the main guy to lead us to goals and assists that wins us the Premier League next year? Because personally, what I always say at the start of every season, I want to win the Premier League. I want to stay close to the top, and if not, win the Premier League. And it's not been doing us well recently. However, I just don't see the fuss with Liam Diab. I just think he's got 9 goals or 10 goals this year in 19 games, right? He's a good player. He might become wonderful. I just don't want another prospect. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. Furthermore, and this is the big final story, fans are annoyed that players have had some time off, right? They were given some time off since Friday to rest up. We've seen content that they were back in training on Monday. Personally, I think that was a good thing. I think these players need to get away. I think these players need to clear their mind a little bit. I think we need to make sure we don't get any more injuries. I think we need to keep them sharp. And we need to win against Aston Villa. That game on Saturday is massive. It's huge. It's abnormally big. We need to make sure we make a statement win. But I'm not confident. I don't know if any of you men are confident. It is what it is. Listen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, we are like 721 away from me hitting 40k. And it's been a long journey from 30 to 40k. So can we just get it done once and for all? Start subscribing, man. Bye.